Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Code Wars, and today we are going to be solving the adjacent repeated words in a string on the binary life. If you're new to the channel, binary life is a channel that teaches developers how to code by solving multiple algorithms so that you can see how the thinking process is done and how we arrive at the solution. Now let's get to business. I'll read it very fast. Maybe I don't even need to read it. Okay, let's do something. So you know how sometimes you write down the same word twice in a sentence, like something like this. As you can see, it's not easy to spot these errors, especially if words differ in case. Like you can see, they have different cases, some with capital letters, some with small letters. So irrespective of whether we're in capital letters or small letters, our task in this algorithm is to detect when there's duplicate in words. Like here, this example, there's duplicate dogs adjacent to each other. That is why we have to return 1. Here we return 1 because it's just one word that is duplicated. And here we return 3 because we have 3 adjacent duplicates. Like we have cats and cat that duplicates that are close together. And then we have dog and dog that repeats. And then we have cat and cat. That is when we have 3. So I think by now we get the principle. The first thing we have to know is the input is given as one string, so we have to cut it down into different words so that we can work on them. So I'll just start directly by creating an array of words. So I'm going to create an array, and that is going to be made up of such string. In order to convert it into an array of words, we split it using the space character. So if I console log the array, you're going to see we have something like this. This is an empty string, that's why we have empty quotes. Okay, that's the first thing, and then we are going to convert everything into lowercase so that we have uniform, because right now this dog is different from this dog with the capital letters. We are going to make everything small letters so that we can deal with uniformity. So I'm going to create an array that is in lowercase. So let's just call the array lower, or let's say the lowercase array is going to be made up of the original array with everything converted to small letters. I'm going to use the map for that. So with every word, we're going to have the word converted to lowercase. Yep. So if I console log this, they should be in lowercase. Everything is in lowercase. That's great. Now let's get to the heart of the exercise. So we have to look through each word and count the number of times any word adjacent to the other one has the same characters. So what am I going to do? It means there is a while loop or a for loop. I don't know which one. I think it's a while loop here because we don't know how many repetitions we have. So I'm going to have my variable I that starts at 1. It starts at 1. I want to start at 1 because let's take this example here with cat cat dog dog cat cat. I want to start from index 1, and I'll be comparing each word with the previous one. That's why I started at 1. So I'll compare 1 and 0 and so forth. So I have to do a bunch of comparisons. Why I is less than the whole length of this thing, meaning we're going to run through the whole of the length. That makes a lot of sense. So I'm going to compare if we take this array at position I, if the word there is the same as the word previous to it, I minus 1. If that's the case, then we should have like some sort of a counter. I'm going to create a variable, a counter, that equates to 0. If the words are equal, it means we just found something duplicating, and we're going to increase our counter plus 1. Now you need to remember something. We can see here the second to the last example here, there are dogs 4 times. It means we have to increase the counter just once. So I have to create another while loop there. So while the next words are the same to the previous one that was already counted, I don't need to increase the count. So when I count this, I'm going to move I by 1 step ahead, and from there I'm going to compare again while every word is the same like the previous one. I'm going to skip. I'm going to skip. So I count once in the if loop, and in the while I just skip. That's what is happening. Okay. Now in the first if the words are the same, I count, but if they are not the same, I go to the else, and I just skip. Something like that. So at the end of this loop, we will have arrived at the end of the array. So let me break it down. Why we are not at the end, what do? We compare if every word is the same to the previous one, I minus 1, and then we increase our counter, and then we move by 1 step ahead. Okay. Now if a word was already counted here, I just keep moving ahead. In case the next ones are just repetitions, I just keep moving the step ahead. Now in case the words are not the same, I automatically just move ahead. Now all these things takes place while we are inside the length of the array. At the end, we can return our count that should have the right number. Let's run it. And that's great. I think we just pass this array. Let's submit. This is crazy. Someone did something with regular expression which is not easy to grasp at the first eye contact, something like that. Now this one, he has like an approach like we did. He splits the array so that we can have words, and then he maps, that is changing everything to lowercase, and then he uses a reduce. I don't quite get it. I don't know if you get it. I'm looking for like something a little bit simpler than what we did, that you can also understand. Now here I don't quite get it, and this is somebody that looks like the thing we did. He converts everything to lowercase and then splits to get words, and then he uses a for loop, and the for loop starts at 0. So we started at 1 because we're comparing to the previous, but since he starts at 0, he compares to the next. That's why we have I plus 1 here. So if the next element is equal to this element we are right now, we increase the counter, and then we increase our step. Well, now here's a specific if in case empty string was given, we just return 0 instead of doing all this arithmetic. Well, I'm gonna stop here for today. You can see that there's multiple approaches. If you understand this, maybe it might be good in the comment section to explain. I don't get the regular expression right now, but I think we've solved it, and we've used an approach very beginner friendly. And don't forget to subscribe for more solutions and other algorithms to come, and see you on another video.